What in tarnation?
Hello folks, this is Applegeek, and we've got a movie trailer. Finally! A real one! Not just a short little hint of practically nothing like the last one was. So this looks like it's almost 2.5 minutes long, so there ought to be some good content in this one. And within minutes of this thing dropping, I've got people messaging me that like, hey, you gonna react to this? Like, okay, well, apparently it's good whatever it is if I've got people on me that quick. So I just got home from work, so let's give this a watch, shall we? MLP movie trailer starting now. Okay. Whoa!
I'm Princess Twilight Sparkle.
That
and
model!
this is my home, Equestria. A land filled with magic,
Trixie!
music, whoa, and most importantly,
The bear.
friendship.
Some of the new characters. Yeah!
What could possibly go wrong?
What could? Whoa! Is that a redesigned throne room?
I bet those are the clowns I ordered.
Is that an airship? Oh yes!
Not the clowns I ordered.
No. We've got an airship.
No!
Party's favor.
Together for Commander Tempest!
How about we start with your complete and total surrender?
Oh no, she didn't.
We just got our cupcakes handed to us by the worst party crasher ever.
Oh, Fishman just got dropped!
Easy as pie.
What the?
Wow. We need help to save Equestria.
What is
Get her now!
Priceless.
I love this very moment.
It's
Wow.
all on me. I'm the one Tempest wants. We're in this together.
Let's show these little ponies how it's done.
It's the magic of...
Yeah. Friendship and flowers and ponies and blue.
Whoa! Is that vinyl?
I mean, princess? No pressure. Luckily, I have amazing friends who are there for me no matter what.
That's a lot of cake.
Pinky!
Visual on buttercream. Visual confirmed. Go for cleanup.
See ya. Okay. Wow. That was so much more than I expected, honestly. I don't even really know what I expected, but wow. Forget it. I'm watching this again. I'll be right back. Alright, everyone. Hope you got some spare time, because, yeah, once again, I'm going to be here for a while. I tried to do a short commentary on this one. I actually had it all done and even uploaded and ready to publish, but then I had a friend look at it and it's like, oh, you didn't mention this, you didn't mention that. I'm like, yeah, you're right, I should probably redo that, because people know I like to tear stuff apart and they call me out on it when I don't. And then I got in a call with Capron and another buddy, and we just started tearing this trailer to pieces. Frame by frame, looking through stuff, and the more I went through it, the more I'm like, yeah, I really got to go through this with a fine-tooth comb and figure some stuff out. And I'm glad I did, because things occurred to me that I completely, totally missed the first time around, and the second and third time around. This is the next day, okay? I watched the trailer yesterday, many times yesterday, and then had the call and I tore it apart, and now here I am after work the following day trying to put this together and make this make sense without actually taking forever and a day of rambling to get through it. So I'm going to see if I can get through this fairly quickly, but it's still going to take a little while. So grab some popcorn, grab coffee, whatever you need. But just a quick announcement before I get into this. for everyone, so everyone knows, no, I will not be doing a blind reaction to the movie. There's just no way it's going to be feasible. There's going to be too many copyright issues with YouTube. I'm sure we won't be able to put the movie up there. Also, we'd have to wait until a Blu-ray or DVD release comes out, and I don't want to wait that long to watch the movie. And frankly, this is just something this is a big enough deal. I want to go watch this in the theater on the big screen with my friends. This is just something. For all the stuff that I have to sit here and watch alone in little windows on my computer monitor, I want to go see this for myself. This one's for me. So I know that probably will disappoint a lot of you guys. I'm sorry. That's just the way it's going to have to be this time. But I will be doing commentary stuff on it when I get to that point. Either something alone, or there's also talk of trying to get several reactors together in like a group discussion to talk about it and whatever. Don't really have that all figured out yet. We'll see what happens when it gets closer to when the movie actually premieres. So, but regardless, I will get something up commentary-wise regarding the movie. So, looking forward to that. All right, getting into this here. I'm actually gonna. I gotta visualize this. I don't have notes. I have things I need to show you and talk about. So, I am going to shrink my camera window down to a very small size here, so the corner, so I can show you this window where I've got all like a slideshow here for you. Yeah, it's not a window within a window. I already set this image as my background because it's so awesome. This new model of Canterlot is absolutely fantastic. The shapes, the colors, the waterfall, the clouds, the effects, everything about it is just fantastic. The animation in this is, they've moved from Adobe Flash to the Toon Boom Harmony software, and it is paying off big time. I'm sure they got a lot bigger budget and more animators working on this too, a whole dedicated team. And I'm not honestly sure who is animating this. It's not Top Draw who does the FIM show. I think this is one of Hasbro's own animation studios that they purchased. It was Allspark, I think was the name of it. So whoever it's doing it, it's a dedicated team, and it is really paying off. This is going to be fantastic. Just the 3D effects, the shading, the lighting, the facial expressions, everything's so smooth and fluid. I cannot wait to see this thing on the big screen. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, enough rambling on that. I got to talk about these things. So, yeah, the town is fantastic. The city is absolutely fantastic. The ponies you can see here that are the Pegasi that are spiraling through the air, we saw those in the first trailer, which wasn't even really a trailer. It was supposed to be a sneak peek that basically told us nothing and only showed us very badly rendered versions of the animation. So, yeah, but I thought maybe they were important since they were shown in that brief little clip. They apparently aren't. It was just supposed to be an animation sample. Their background characters. Okay, fine. Moving on. Just wanted to acknowledge I did see that. So here we see Twilight doing a fly-through of the city. And clearly there is, as you'll see, there's something big going on in this town. Big celebration of some kind. And everybody's here. I don't even know if we're going to see Ponyville in this movie, because this thing seems very firmly centered around Canterlot. I mean, look just here. You got some, Berry Punch, Lyra, several other ponies that you'd normally see at Carrot Top that you'd see in Ponyville are here. Other ponies from Starlight's Village are here and stuff. Seems like everybody's congregating for something really big. I'll talk a little bit more about that soon. Interesting thing about this shot, I note a couple interesting things. One is that the way everybody is like turning and looking and smiling and waving at Twilight, it feels like they're really kind of acknowledging her as a well-known figurehead in their society. We don't really seem to get to see a lot of that with Twilight. She kind of is a lot more down to earth in her duties as a princess. She's still kind of the town librarian in Ponyville. She doesn't really do the whole, she doesn't have servants, staff, guards, whatever. And she doesn't seem to be really big into all the regal adornments and things, crowns and stuff. And that's a big thing. That's the other big thing about this scene. She is wearing a crown in several scenes in this movie. Now, this could be because of the celebration, whatever this big thing is going on, but it's such a rare thing. Because, to the best of my knowledge, we have not seen her wear a crown since the season 4 finale. That's the last time I can remember seeing her wear any kind of crown in any situation. So, I'm sure I'll hear from somebody if I'm forgetting that, but that's the last time I know of. So, to see her wearing the crown in this case is interesting. It's significant of something, whether that's her stepping more into a figurehead role or just to the fact that there's a big event going on. Either way, it's important. Moving on. Again, just you saw my reaction when I first saw this. It was jaw-droppingly beautiful city model. I mean, this is fantastic. So many background cameos. I can't even begin to name all the ponies that are cameo. There's lots and lots of cameos in here. I'll call it a few of them. This one up here, I did suspect it was Derpy, but it's wrong cutie mark, so definitely not her. I didn't see her or Dr. Hooves in here, but we only got like 2 minutes of footage, so they very well could show up at some point with everybody else that's in here. Yeah, I did notice Trixie down there. Night Glider is doing a fly-through cameo, hanging up a ribbon or a banister or something there. This is interesting. We got some new insignias going on here. This moon and sun combination insignia. I'm seeing that several places around the city, and that seems to be highly relevant to some degree. Here's another shot. Look, there's these statues, Celestia and Luna statues. There seems to be a very distinct sun and moon in harmony type thing going on. Now, whether this is just general decorations of this town in this new model, or like that stuff that's always supposed to be there, or if this is special stuff that's being put up just for the celebration, that I don't know. But it seems to all be tied together to something. I'm just going to run through a few more cameos here real quick. Yeah, Trixie, as I said, Starlight Glimmer there with her, great friends. It looks like Trixie's doing well with her. She must have done well in her apology tour, whatever that long name working title tour was, because here she's in the middle of this festival shooting off fireworks, and everybody seems to be standing around and loving it. So great for her. I did think this pony on the right here was Strawberry Sunrise, but which I found surprising because she's a brand new character that just appeared a few episodes ago, and this movie's been in the works for quite a while. But I saw the cue mark. That is Caramel Apple, not Strawberry Sunrise. So anyway, set the record straight on that just in case anybody else thought that. Tree Hugger cameo, always awesome to see. Bulk biceps, that was priceless. Absolutely priceless. I love how he sends like multiple other ponies flying as he jumps up like that. And this one right here, Octavia, with this wacky look on her face. It gets me every time I say, no matter how many times I look at that, I keep chuckling because it's just, I feel like I can't figure out if she's enjoying it or if she's going to kill him later. I mean, anyway, that was funny to see. Photo finish, she's always popping up everywhere. That had better be Vinyl Scratch or DJ Bone 3. That better be her. That's about all we saw of her, if that is, but I seriously hope so. If Octavia's in here, she better be in here. And I mean, that DJ station, I mean, come on. I want to see the rest of her setup. So, that was that. Party Cannon. The Party Cannon is in here. I totally missed this the first time around. This is... Sorry, lost my train of thought here. I didn't realize at first that that's what launched that giant cake up in the air that covered Twilight. But I mean, with the celebration this big, you've got to have the Party Cannon there, right? And Twilight is not amused, by the way. She, especially in front of Songbird's Serenade, the pony that Sia voices. Yeah, rather embarrassing moment there. Although I love this cute little grin on Songbird's face. It's like she's thoroughly amused by all this. Twilight might not have been, but she is. I love that they have somebody who's, big, important, celebrity person like that, and they can just laugh at a situation, it's great. Those guards ponies, like, really with the headsets and stuff. It is curious about their horns were glowing as they're talking into their headsets. That just makes me wonder, there seems to be electrically powered devices in Equestria. I've seen them many times, but is it actual, like, electricity, or is all the stuff powered by unicorn magic? It's making me start to wonder now. So, again, I might be reading too much into that, but it's just an interesting little effect they chose to do there. It makes me question things. Anyway, moving on. Oh, yeah, and, of course, Songbird in full concert there, that those dances and stuff. The movements of these ponies in here, the animation is just so utterly fantastic. The lighting and everything. I can't stop talking about it. It's just amazing. I'm running out of... I have a very limited thesaurus. I can't even think of words. It's just awesome. I can't wait. I don't know if that song we were hearing as the background music in part of this trailer was the song that she is singing or not, or if it's somebody else. I just know that if that song is any indication, the soundtrack for this movie is going to be fantastic. I will be ordering that, pre-ordering it as soon as it goes on sale. I cannot wait. Daniel Ingram has already done amazing work in FIM, and now he's been given a bigger budget, a full orchestra, and he's been spamming tweets like crazy, and I'm expecting really big things music-wise. Twilight even called out that she's introducing her home, Equestria. It's like a land of magic, music, and friendship. So clearly there's going to be should be a big emphasis on music in this. So, and this right here looks like it's might be even rivaling Countess Coloratura's show. So I'm curious to see if there's going to be any mention of her or the other pop ponies from Equestria. So probably not. But anyway, yes, just some animation things. Again, I made this GIF myself. I cut this out of the video. I mean, just look at the mouth movements on this and the shading, the eye movements. It's just all so detailed and fluid. I can't get over it. I love the animation of FIM. It's been great, but this is just on a whole nother level. I really wish they could start doing the TV show in this style of animation. I know it's not going to happen, but hey, if all of this goes great, it goes well, maybe we'll get a second movie out of this. Who knows? So, and yes, this, in all of its gloriousness, words can't describe this. The Sonic Rainboom has always been awesome, but this is a whole nother level. I said that already, but it's true. The particle effects, just the colors, the like, shockwave ripples, everything about this. Look, I even made a slowed down version so you can see this. Look at the mane flowing in this like little wind vortex she's flying through. I mean, it's... I've seen some other reactors' comments on this already, and it's just like everybody is just like, okay, this right here sells it on the new animation. This is awesome. So, yeah, Dash obviously gets to do some showing off in this movie. Okay, big bombshell time here. Big bombshell. New throne room in the castle. Not only is this visually stunning from artwork and animation standpoint, but where did this throne room come from? This looks like something out of the Castle of the Two Sisters, not Canterlot Castle. And I will show you. Here's the throne room as we know it from FIM. That looks quite different. The entire backdrop. There's only one throne centered in the room. Red carpet. There's the one stained glass window above it. There's like that sun insignia up in the ceiling. It's like basically all about Celestia, and it makes sense because Canterlot Castle was built after the banishment of Nightmare Moon, and thus the Celestia was the sole ruler of Equestria at that point in time. There would have been no point in having a throne for her sister that wasn't there anymore. So that makes sense, but it does make one wonder. And I've often wondered, like, why didn't they remodel and put two thrones back in there now that Luna is back again? Getting ahead of myself here. But here, I did not expect this at all. I mean, I love the fact that they did it, But I'm going to be very peeved if this doesn't come back into continuity with the TV show. Like, if they need to have this remodeled throne room in the show now, like at least in season 8 or something. And otherwise, it's just going to be so many questions. And it needs to happen because the implications of this are amazing. You've got the 2 thrones. You've got, both sun and moon symbolism there to represent them. And those are actually like doorways out to the balcony on the front of the palace, by the way. Very cool. The stained glass or whatever it is of the night sky above that, it's almost like a Van Gogh Starry Night type look to it, but then the shooting stars. I'm almost wondering if that's a reference to Star Swirl the Bearded or something. I'm not sure. It could be. But then you notice up here again, this symbol, the combined sun and moon insignia. This branding is all over the Canterlot right now in this trailer, in this movie. And I'm just wondering, we just had this episode. I don't know how far ahead they were planning on episodes and while working on the movie and things like that, but we just had the episode, A Royal Problem, where Celestia and Luna finally worked out some of their differences and misunderstandings that were like driving a wedge between them and not really living together in harmony, not meshing well as in their relationship. And that turned out very well in the end, obviously, as we know. But it just makes me wonder: did that have significant, lasting after effects? Those events. Did Celestia finally wake up to the fact that the entirety of their palace and realm there was kind of still primarily focused on Celestia and the sun, and Luna was again being overshadowed? So to me, this looks like, for whatever reason, there's been a significant change in their perception of things, and that they've taken great lengths to put the 2 sisters on equal footing and show the 2 living together in harmony in their rule over Equestria. So this is big for me. This needs to be brought into the TV show some way, somehow. I know the throne room may not look as nearly as impressive as it does here, but they need to do the dual throne thing there and the branding and stuff. It's too awesome. So, and it just makes me wonder too, is there going to be something coming up? Is there going to be something with the season finale of season 7 that's going to lead to things like this, or some such thing? What's going to happen in season 8 that we already know is confirmed? How far ahead have they been planning on this? So many questions, so little time. I need to move on, but just trying to get some thoughts going here. I'm sure you guys will respond with your theories on this. All right, then the other big bombshell thing here. So there's this big celebration going on. What is actually going on? This seems really, really big. Again, there's ponies from Ponyville and Starlight's Village and everywhere in Equestria all congregating together in Canterlot. This doesn't seem like the Summer Sun celebration, because that takes place down in Ponyville anyway. This seems much bigger, but clearly there's like sun-moon theme going on here. And then we have Twilight pulling up this whiteboard. I don't know who she's doing a presentation to. Might be the princesses there in that throne room. It looks like the other end of that throne room. But what is all this going on here? You've got Celestia and Luna with the sun and the moon depiction. It looks like Aurora Borealis. You've got this big, huge arrow showing the sun moving towards the moon, and then you've got like the gravimetric poles of the planet Equus, and it's all this stuff. I'm not sure how the cupcake figures into the equation, but all this stuff. And as I said, I was tearing this apart with Capron, and I give him full credit on this. He thought of this, not me. He brought it to my attention. Is this going to be a solar eclipse event? It really is starting to look like it, based on everything that I'm seeing here, all these angles and everything. Like I said, the sun and the moon moving together. I think there's going to be an eclipse. Now, is this something they're doing intentionally? Is this actually like a natural cycle of the sun and moon that they either allow to happen, or maybe they don't actually have full control over the sun and moon cycles? They just kind of help it along. I mean, there's lots of questions that need answering here, but it's kind of what it's looking like, is this might be a solar eclipse event, and this might be a super rare thing that only happens like once every 100 years or something like that. That's why it's such a big deal and everyone is here for it. So, and for that matter, maybe it could very well be symbolic. Maybe they're just doing it as a one-off thing to symbolize that the two sisters are once again ruling together in perfect harmony, that they have fully, reunited something. I don't know. It's going to be awesome to see wherever they go with this. But then it's, I should point out too, that behind Twilight's head here, it shows like this little pavilion thing, like curtains, lights, and whatever. I'm like, so how does that factor into it? Boom. Right there in the courtyard in front of the palace. That's what this whole thing is all about. Whatever is going to happen, that's where it's going to happen. I mean, that's where it looks like the concert is going to take place with Songbird Serenade and whatnot, but clearly everything is focused on that. So, 'tis a big deal. Moving on. And everything everything was going so great. And then Twilight was like, what could go wrong? Yeah, then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. It's too easy not to use an Avatar: The Last Airbender reference there, but that's exactly what I thought when I first saw this. And airships make everything cool, okay? Anytime that you throw airships in a TV show, anime, movie, whatever, it's just awesome. So, the model's a little bit odd looking, but it's not bad. I love it. I like this closer shot. It shows like these big cannons or something on the front end there. It means business, whatever is going on. So, enter the antagonist, and yeah. I just had to throw this in here. Again, on the theme, apparently Party Favor has a little pet dog balloon thing. It's like, Brian, no! Again, with Avatar, I couldn't help but think, my cabbages! If you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, go watch it. It is awesome. Anyway, enter the villain. Commander Tempest. A pony with a broken horn and a huge grudge on something. I don't know what, but whatever it is, she's got a bone to pick with somebody, and it seems to be Twilight. I don't understand why. I don't know where this could have come from in Twilight's past. Was that something when Twilight was still a student of Celestia's or something? It just, again, so many unanswered questions, and that's good, because we don't want all the answers before we go and watch the movie, but I can't help but try and put pieces together here. This villain is just so perfect. I mean, she's got a really, classic villain, a classic animation villain vibe, like almost a Don Bluth effect. I've heard a lot of people throw Don Bluth's name out there, and it definitely has that classic animation feel that you just don't see very much of anymore. Just this face right here is just such pure, like, contempt and hatred and whatever. I mean, she means business. This is probably going to be the best villain we've ever seen. I mean, Tirek for me is the top, but I think she's outdoing even him there. I mean, she's one of them. She's a pony, and she's hell bent on destroying them, apparently, or something. I don't know, but I mean, these faces are just, and even her voice. Emily Blunt is doing fantastic for her voicing on this. This I'm really curious about. This energy orb thing, or whatever it is, some form of a weapon we've never seen before, and it blows up in their faces, obviously, so it's powerful, whatever it is. I want to know more about, like, what exactly that is. And yeah, she's the kind of pony, she's very well trained in physical combat, apparently. You do not want to mess with her. So it's just, this is very clearly the most serious threat. And I did notice that her horn is broken, but she did have like electricity, lightning stuff sparking from it, and they seem to be very big on lightning and storm attacks here. I mean, the big boss is Storm King. I mean, they're attacking with storms, with weather. How do you fight that? I mean, it's not that unbelievable. I mean, Pegasi control the weather and whatever. They shape it, so that makes sense. But to harness it at this level and weaponize it, I mean, wow. I love this angle of Canterlot, too, by the way. They're showing it kind of like from the opposite side of the cliff we normally see it from. So that's really cool. I love how detailed this is. But man, this has got to be one of the biggest threats ever to Equestria. I said it has the T-Rex vibe to it, but it's just so much bigger than that. I just had to throw this in here. So I didn't make this one; somebody else made this, but the Grubber, man, I'm really hoping. I love his character. I hope they don't make him kind of a throwaway character. I think he's going to be great, but he definitely does seem to be kind of the bumbling sidekick, villain or whatever, there for comic relief, kind of, and it has a little bit of a Stitch vibe to him, for like Lilo and Stitch, but also his mannerisms right here is like, oh, I like pie. That reminds me of Po from Kung Fu Panda a little bit, just for some reason. Yeah, so clearly this attack is not received well, and Twilight is seriously peeved. That aura is amazing. But yeah, whatever she tries to do there, clearly it falls short. She doesn't have the power of 4 alicorns at her disposal this time. So, they kind of get their tails handed to them, and by the look on Pinky's face and the way Twilight's off in the background brooding, they're probably all like, we are seriously doomed this time. Like, how do we possibly come back from this? So very, very much setting the mood and tone of this thing. They desperately need help this time. So I'm not sure where the elements of harmony figure into this. They've been shelved since season 4, and for good reason, I would say. But I was kind of hoping they would come back in this movie, and thus far we have not seen any evidence of that. And if they had, like, why would they have needed outside help? Or is this something where they need something more powerful than just the elements alone? Or can they not access the elements' power anymore? Was the rainbow powers a one-time thing, and that's it? So many unanswered questions at this point. So, but again, we've only been given 2 minutes of footage. Hard to really know absolutely for sure. But yeah, so here they're out to get help, and they come upon Seaquestria, the underwater sea pony kingdom. We've been waiting so long to see this. It's better than I could have hoped for. Finally meeting the sea ponies, Queen Novo, and presumably her daughter, Princess Skystar. Skystar definitely has. I was wondering how they were going to get there. Like, was Twilight going to transform them, or were the sea ponies going to do it? I mean, we knew they were going to have sea pony forms at some point, but I was kind of thinking that the sea ponies would be the ones to transform them, which is exactly what is happening, as we saw in this trailer. And it makes sense too. These bubble things they're using, obviously very limited oxygen supply. That's not going to last them very long. But very interesting reception here. Everybody's kind of looking like, ooh, who are these outsiders? Like, what does this mean? What do we do? I'm getting the distinct impression this is a very reclusive society. They really don't get much along the lines of visitors. They probably don't venture out very much, which is why we've never seen them. And they probably have just this policy of, we don't meddle in the affairs of outside world. We just, we have our kingdom, we're happy here, and that's the way it is. And it's actually kind of supported by that there was a quote from the voice actress of Princess Skystar. She said a while back here, it said, let's just say, regarding Skystar, it said, let's just say she's been locked up for a while and is longing for friends. So she's probably got this desire to see the outside world. She's craving friendship, something beyond just their little small society. And when new visitors come, she's probably just beside herself, like, Mom, new friends! And we can kind of see that here in this scene too. Just the mannerisms of Skystar. I know I'm just gonna love her. It reminds me a little bit of Sonata Dusk. I'm sure she's not going to be the same, but she's so bubbly and cheerful and whatever. I just know I'm going to love her. Can't wait to see, actually hear her voice and see more of her. I know there's another trailer coming. Can't wait for that. But yep, they get the magic from Queen Novo to transform into sea ponies so they can hang out for a while. It's really unclear at this point what they're going there for help for, like what form the help is going to be in. Are they looking for, others to join to fight? Are they looking for information, some sort of magic power or artifact? we have nothing to go on at this point. So mystery's there yet. But love these forms. I love how Rarity is just completely like beside herself with her design, and Dash is loving it. Been waiting a while to see these animated finally, and poor Spike just cannot catch a break, man. This puffer, but the pufferfish thing is great for him. I think he handled being a dog a little better, but hopefully this works out for him too. But yeah, they've been on the land, they go under sea, and they take to the air as well. They're going all over the place in this one. I don't know where this balloon is from. It's got an insignia that does not match that army, so I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's the Sky Pirates that we see, but they're headed for something that looks very ominous. I'm thinking it's the enemy stronghold or something, or it might be where that village is at that we saw in these shots here. This appears to be some sort of a town somewhere. I mean, we've got flags with the army's insignia on it hanging around, but it's in a very much a state of disrepair. Looks like it's probably abandoned. I did see some stuff regarding the prequel comics about how the Storm King has been like attacking villages and ravaging them and whatever. So I'm thinking this might be one of those villages that they've hit, but I don't know what they're doing here. But clearly this is inside enemy territory. So, and something crazy is going on with this windmill. So very curious to see what happens there. But yeah, then somewhere along the lines they run into these Sky Pirates. They're actually parrot based pirates, like parrot anthropomorphs. Very unique idea. I love the designs, especially this one, Captain. I think it's Captain Solano. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a name from Greek mythology. Very very cool. She definitely knows how to make an entrance, and she knows that she and her team know how to do a hero pose very well as well. So. Yeah, she's seen some damage there too. I mean, got the crystal peg leg thing going on and whatever. Again, in this prequel stuff, there's talk about how that they've been fighting the Storm King, like attacking their airships and fighting back, kind of a resistance force. And that Capper character, that anthropomorphic cat. Apparently he was in one of the villages that got attacked, and then he saw these pirates attacking, fighting back, and decided to join up with them. So that's interesting. But yeah, points to come across them, and I get the feeling that it's going to be a situation like you're trying to take on the Storm King. Like, do you have any idea what you're up against? I mean, we've been fighting him for years. You guys have. I don't think you guys have what it takes. So it's probably some sparring matches and whatever going on here, trying to, prove their abilities or something. I don't know, but that bandana and the sword with Dash, it's priceless. I've seen some like artwork and promotional stuff of a lot of these characters in like pirate-like outfits. I really hope that's all in the movie and not just on toys, because I really want to see Pirate Applejack again, a true Pirate Applejack. But yeah, some respect won there. Apparently, got the Brohoof. I had to throw this in here. The cake is a lie. It's a Trojan cake 2.0. The first one was in the Hooffields and McCults. This one is way cooler though. Love the scene here. You got all the allies together, and big thing with this. I mean, they got the Sky Pirates, Capper, and Princess Skystar. So apparently they weren't big on actually coming out to help, but for whatever reason, Queen Novo allowed Skystar to go out with them and be involved somehow. I have no idea how she's going to be involved. But the interesting thing is, I first noticed that, wait, she has legs. And then I realized, what's with the paws? And then I finally looked up some stuff, realized she's a hippogriff. We knew there was going to be hippogriffs in this, but I had no idea she was going to turn into one. I thought she would have turned into just a regular pony or something. So, actually, I didn't even know that they were going to be up on land at all. So, that's... Again, I'm very curious to know what Skystar's story is. I think she's going to be a fantastic character in this. And, interesting thing, too. I see Pinky, like, front and center in a lot of this. And this... All these hug scenes are just absolutely amazing. There's a lot of hug scenes. That close up on Twilight is adorable. There's, you know, Pinky again. Group hug with Pinky as sea ponies. I mean, all the stuff with Pinky going on, that she seems to be able to make the best out of, you know, all these situations, and I'm just kind of getting the feeling she's going to be a major player in this next to Twilight somehow. And here they're apparently falling from a skyship for some reason, and only Pinky can go from this to this. Only Pinky. And then, of course, we have her being classic Pinky, popping out of a box from nowhere with Cupcake. How do hooves work? I mean, it kind of can be Earth Pony magic. I've long had that headcanon, but it's also Pinky. But then where are those cupcakes coming from? Just where? They must be up in her mane or something. That's the only place they could conceivably be coming from. Screw physics. I'm Pinkie Pie. Don't question it, right? So, but you know, clearly they're getting allies. They're able to finally fight back in some fashion. And I love this shot right here. It looks like this is probably towards the end of the movie, and it's Twilight just like looking like she can't believe like they're finally winning, turning things around, and Tempest is like furious that she's on the verge of losing. Is kind of what it looks like. And then we get the Storm King waltzing in, and we've hardly saw any of him in this. And then he comes in with this whole like, oh, the magic of friendship and flowers and ponies and bleh. Okay, clearly he's not a fan of the whole magic of friendship cheesiness, but isn't he supposed to be the big bad guy in this? It seems like it's mostly focused on Tempest, which is not what I expected. So is he not really all that big of a bad guy or something? We're missing a lot of story here on him. But clearly he's a wacky guy with that kind of face. And then I found this frame. Twilight is not amused in this. But that's the end of my slideshow here. Just really put this back up here again. This is just whatever story is going on here. This is big. It's fantastic. There's all these kinds of themes going on. Twilight really seems to have a thing going on here where she's kind of like losing faith in herself and her magic of friendship again. I mean, she's kind of been there before, pushing others away from her to protect them, you know, when she's taking too much of the burden on herself. But it seems to be really bad this time. There's so many scenes where she seems to be seriously like in self-doubt, and fortunately her friends are all, you know, standing up and sticking with her and helping her through this and whatever. So looks like it's going to be an awesome story, awesome message of friendship, probably the likes of which we've never seen yet. So I cannot wait to see this movie in theaters. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, I will be talking about. I'll be doing some kind of commentary after it premieres, and we'll just have to see what happens there. So I've been talking a really, really long time about this, and I need to cut this off right here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed kind of walking through this with me. Hopefully, I gave you some interesting theories and ideas to talk about and discuss. So be looking forward to the comments on this, and I will see you again soon. Have a good night.